Your house isn't yours anymore, soldier. That's what she hollered from across the street, the words echoing while a for sale sign was hammered straight through the old gate my father built with his own hands, the wood splitting under each blow like none of it mattered. I still had dirt on my boots from the airbase, home just long enough to see the notice taped to my front door, supposedly signed by me, neighbors peeking out their windows like it was a free show, like they'd seen this sort of theater before. Except this time, I was the main act. I'd left as the owner of the place I grew up, fought for, poured my life into. Now there were cameras pointing right at me and locks I didn't recognize. Just like that, I was a trespasser in my own story. Shock's a funny thing. If you've ever been through something heavy, you know how your brain just slows the world down, turns every second into a checklist, heartbeat in your ears, hands steady, not much gets past you. This wasn't combat, but it had the same smell. Someone had invaded my life using paperwork instead of bullets. And the worst part? I'd spent 8 months overseas defending rights most folks take for granted, and someone back home used the system to strip mine my own. Alicia, my wife, barely waited for the truck to stop before she was out, body cam blinking green. 8 years married. She's got that, when things get weird, you record instinct, like a sixth sense for trouble. She checks the batteries and looks me in the eye. Memory's clear, keep it factual, get it on tape. We're documenting everything, she says, and I can tell she means it more for me than for the record. In military life, evidence beats emotion. Ask any spouse who's watched their person go off to God knows where. I look at that gate, 20 years of memories in the wood grain, and someone just ran nails through it like it was nothing but a fence post from Home Depot. That stung more than I wanted to admit. Deputy Logan's cruiser pulls up, lights off, the kind of guy who's seen too much and knows when his story's about to get ugly. Caleb, he says, what are we looking at? He's already writing, sizing up the mess not as a squabble, but a bona fide property crime. Unauthorized sale while I was deployed. I tell him, reading off the date on my orders. March 15th, Fort Bragg, gone. The possession notice? June 22nd. Not a single court stamp. No hearings, nothing. My so-called signature all over the documents taped to the door, but none of them mine. Looks official, but a trained eye would spot the holes, the legal language they skipped, hoping I wouldn't know the difference. Logan's snapping photos, cataloging everything like it's a crime scene. Service Members Civil Relief Act, he says, protects you from this. No court, no sale. End of story. He's frowning at the lock. This isn't yours. Alicia's crouched by the gate, photographing the parcel tag. Fresh tire tracks, she points out, and not ours. Deep grooves, big tires. Someone was here today, heavy enough to suggest more than a sedan. I kneel, eyeing the tracks. One sedan, one SUV, neither mine. There's a new smart doorbell too, wired in like they plan to stay. Check the app logs, I tell Alicia. If it's connected, it'll show who came and went. Deputy Logan warns, don't go inside. Not yet. Chain of custody. He hands me forms. Who had keys? When did you leave? Any security? It feels less like coming home, more like investigating a break-in at someone else's house. Alicia circles the place, taking photos from the sidewalk. Lockbox is gone, she calls. Screw holes are still there. Metal's painted over. Someone knew exactly what to look for, and when. This wasn't random, I say. They had my deployment schedule. They knew about the emergency key. They forged documents. This took planning. Logan looks up. Anyone with access to that info. I'm still chewing on that when Alicia finds a thick envelope in the mailbox. Today's postmark, addressed to you, heavy. No company, no logo, just administrative processing and a P.O. box. Feels like damage control. I mutter, like they knew I was coming back. Logan's dead serious. Don't open it until we document it. Could be evidence. Sun's setting, and I've been in the driveway for an hour, locked out of the house I spent half my life working for. It's surreal. Overseas, you know the enemy. Here, it's hidden behind notary stamps and official letters. Alicia asks, what's next? I call the Army JAG, put a hold on any property transfer at the county office, and Captain Brian Foster picks up first ring. Caleb, that property situation resolved yet? Not even close. He tells me, don't touch anything else. I'm sending forms, post them on the property. It'll create a legal soft seal. We print the forms right from the truck. Military life, always prepared. I tack them next to the possession notice, making a paper barricade. That's when I spot it, a motion light I never installed, aimed at the front door. There's movement in the living room, just a shadow. Someone's inside. "Deputy, we've got company," I say, and suddenly this isn't theoretical anymore. Backup arrives. The shadow moves. Someone with a measuring tape, blueprints spread on what used to be my table. They're not squatting. They're planning something, measuring load-bearing walls, like it's about to be a construction site. We stay outside, watching, the place crawling with professionals. My suspicion? Whoever's behind this has been setting it up for months, if not longer. The next evening, I'm at the county community room. Smells like burnt coffee and panic. 30 neighbors, some I know, all staring at the projector. I show them the property records. My name's still listed as owner, but hidden in the files is a memo. Property shows potential for meadow access development. Infrastructure grant phase 2 confirmed. The date? 2 weeks before I left. Someone was working this before I was even gone. I walk them through the audit trail. Every document leaves a fingerprint. That memo was made by Efficient Communities, LLC. An old man pipes up, "Never heard of him." That's when Meline Pierce, HOA chair, stands up. "That's just a draft," she says, voice too smooth. "Ma'am," I tell her, "digital fingerprints don't care about drafts. They care about what happened, when, and by whom." Alicia pulls more records. That contractor filed work in 6 other houses, all with grant money, no owner notification. Silence. I scroll through months of filings, surveys, easements, right-of-way agreements. Audit trails don't lie. People do. Logan suggests. "Everyone here, check your records." Tonight, a young woman in a sharp suit, taking notes on who asks what, stands out. After the meeting, she hands me a business card. No company, just a number. "Let's resolve this quietly." I get back to the truck, find a note. "Call me if you want this to stay quiet. You know what's good for everyone." No signature. That night, I get a text. "Meadow access isn't about the fence. Call back if you want to know what it's really about." Alicia screenshotted it. We keep everything. Next morning, there's an emergency evacuation drill. Only it's not fire season, and the drill isn't county sanctioned. Official-looking guys in vests set signs leading evacuees straight through my gate, past my house. I use a megaphone, redirect people to the real route. Grant Morgan, HOA manager, rolls up in a golf cart. Temporary measure, for safety. Alicia counters with the HOA bylaws. Emergency access requires notice, actual emergencies only, not drills. Logan arrives, checks the signs, set in concrete, professional. "Grant, you need permits and consent. And your participants? They're all wearing the same boots, badges. This isn't a neighborhood drill, it's a paid crew." County supervisor shows up, furious about the unauthorized drill, liability threats in the air. Meanwhile, the land office calls. "Your property sale is frozen. We're investigating others with similar patterns, grant money, irregular transfers." One more anonymous text. "You're digging in the right place, but you don't know how deep it goes." Then, after the drill, Logan finds a GPS tracker on my gate. Professional grade. "You were tracked," he says. The next HOA meeting is standing room only. Captain Brian presents the evidence. Faked signatures, digital logs showing notaries 1,500 miles away from the claimed location. Judge issues a restraining order, voids the sale, appoints a federal receiver to oversee the whole subdivision. That's when the dominoes start to fall. Restitution, legal fees covered, HOA management stripped of authority. Federal investigators swarm in. News vans show up. A few months later, my ranch feels like mine again. The gate has a new sign. Not for sale. Not without a judge. The subdivision's under a microscope. $2 million in grant funds tracked, every transaction checked. HOA leaders removed, management contracts terminated, fraud charges pending. The old community is different. Neighbors talk, ask questions, trust, but verify. Sometimes, in the evening, I'll see folks stop to look at the sign, maybe snap a picture. The creek behind the property still sounds like it did when I was a kid, when my father showed me how to set a post straight. The water's older than any law, any HOA, any fraud. It just flows, reminding me that property rights aren't just about deeds or paperwork. They're about vigilance, knowing the rules, defending what's right, and refusing to be silent when someone tries to steal what's yours. So, if you're still here, tell me, would you have fought back or stayed quiet? What would you do if someone tried to erase your family's legacy with a fake signature and a for sale sign? Drop your thoughts below, and if you want more real stories about standing up for what's right, hit like, subscribe, and let's keep this conversation going. The only thing that beats fraud is shining a light on it, so don't let the silence win.